Hey everybody and welcome back. If you're just getting here, this is Tattoo Collectables and I'm your host Eric. This week, y'all seem to really dig them. So we're gonna do another one. This is an all machine episode. Now what's in the mail has some really rarities in it today. And I think you're really gonna dig it. So without too much further from me, be sure if you're liking these videos to like and subscribe. With that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to what's in the mail, Eric. You got some stuff to show you.
What's in the mail?
I'll tell you what, he's right. I do have some stuff to show you. First thing I'm gonna show you is I stole my mug back from that SOB. Took it last week. Wouldn't give it back. Had to chase him around and stuff. Or pain in the butt. Anyway, I've got some stuff to show you this week that I think you're gonna dig. So this first package comes from Dracut, Massachusetts. It is easily open. Nice. Okay, so what we got in this first package this week, I don't even know where to put this. Take this, take that. The first thing we have this week is what I believe to be a 70s model Puma. Now, there's a couple things on this Puma that are different than other Pumas. You know me, I have a few Pumas. It's got a very short nipple on the A-bar. It has been drilled into the tube vise. If you notice, see the vise? It's usually the screw hole's not countersunk through the vise. And then there's this little thing on the bottom, and I'll get you some better pictures, but you'll see a little ridge right there that looks like somebody got just a little too into it with a rat tail file, and while they were cleaning up the frame. Now, there's only one person that I know that can tell me about this, and that I would full-heartedly believe, full, not fool, full, like I would absolutely believe, and that's Tommy Spalding. I'm gonna get a hold of Tommy. I'm gonna send him some good pictures of this, and we're gonna figure this out. It said unbranded tattoo machine, but this is obviously a Spalding & Rogers. Now here's something that I didn't think to check. Here, this set screw on the side is plastic. Okay, whoa, and it's almost lost. It does have a plastic set screw, but I'm not sure how long ago they started using plastic set screws. Now the set screw is a little different from the other Pumas I've got. The frame is a flat side. If you notice, that is flat as flat gets on that side. So Tommy, if you're watching and the pictures that I just showed were good enough, I'd love to hear a comment from you. Other than that, it's got all the earmarks of a 70s model. It's pre-lever lock. It's got all the hardware in it is straight edge screws. Even in the spring deck, both of those screws are straight edge too, which leads me to believe a 70s model. It's also, it looks like somebody went hands-on with this when it was being built. That's why I'm saying 70s. Because I know back then they were all about hands-on. I've got pictures of Tommy and Jay back in the 70s building Supremes. So that's what I'm hoping. But I'd like to find out for sure. Tommy, if you're listening, I'd love to know. If I don't see a comment down below, or if I don't hear from you, I'm gonna give you a call on this one, because this one's baffling to me. I even looked it up in some of my old catalogs, and it doesn't seem to match anything. So, the next thing that I got I got a message from PJ Johnson from Sobo. And he said that his buddy over at Pulse was selling off the collection that they had on display at their headquarters. And that if you go to eBay and type in official Pulse collection or whatever it was, official, they gave you a name to get to the exact thing, and that's what I did. And there was a bunch of like super cool machines on there. Some of them were from Pulse. Most of them weren't. Most of them were from famous makers. What Pulse did is they would order machines from other places, and they would try to put their parts on it. See if their parts worked just as well on other machines as they did on theirs, which is a smart way to do it, you know. So this is actually a Papillon Tommy gun prototype in aluminum. It is set up for, and it's light as air. It is the lightest aluminum frame that I've ever had in my hands. I think the plastic that's covering it might weigh more than this machine does. I'm cutting it out of this plastic. I'm sure it's been in this plastic for, who knows how long. I don't. But I'm thinking they just put it in there to ship it, to make sure it didn't ding it. Because aluminum tends to ding up on you a little bit if you're not careful. This is gorgeous. And you can tell that it is, it's a brand new thing. Now, it's got a weird sound to it when I'm gonna go all ASMR. Listen to that. So anyway, this particular machine was sent to them from Papillon and from the Papillon engineers. And what they wanted is the Pulse guys to make sure that the blueprints that they had drawn up for the holes that they were getting ready to drill in this, that it was all correct. That it would be perfect for a tattoo machine. Back in the day, a lot of guys conversed back and forth and helped each other out. It was all about improving the industry. Not so much just improving it for you, but improving it for everyone. This particular one is set up kind of strange. I've not seen this one. This one looks like it's missing the other part that would make up the swing gate. It looks like a swing gate style machine. Now, either they were going to have a small part up here that would screw in, or they were going to do it like National, where they put a screw down here and swung it in. In either case, it isn't what they ended up going with. Like, this is an anomaly. They didn't end up going with the swing gate. They ended up going with a guillotine. And here in the next few weeks, I'll be able to show you that, because I actually got one of the Tommy Guns production models. So we're even going to see how it runs. And then I have the original catalog the Tommy gun came out of from Papillon. So what I'm going to do as far as curating it is the prototype will go in there, the actual one will go in there, and then the ad will go in there. Plus, I think I'm going to put in, the guy that sold it from Pulse, he put in a little story when you bought it about it. So I'll probably frame that and put that in there too. This is a rarity. This is a one of one. It's new old stock, and it's new old stock that they ended up not making. And you can tell this one was milled. Papillon's had a milling machine apparently, or they had these made by a place that had a milling machine. Now, could I go down to my local machine shop and say, hey, I want 1 million of these pumped out? Absolutely. Will I? No. I find stuff like that kind of disrespectful to who made it in the first place, you know? Somebody told me the other day that a guy who has a Frisco Flyer is talking about doing a new mold and knocking off some Frisco Flyers. If you're out there listening, if you're that guy, don't do that. Don't do that. I know it'd be neat, and believe me, I'm the guy. I'm the guy that would want one of those knockoffs. Maybe, you know, but you know what? Let me rephrase that. I am the guy. I'm the guy that if you had a Frisco Flyer for sale, I would want it. But if you have a knockoff Frisco Flyer for sale, not only am I gonna not want it, I'm gonna think less of whoever offered it. That's just not cool. So this, honestly, I can't remember what I paid for this. Whatever I paid for it, I absolutely got my money's worth out of it. This is the neatest little thing, and like, I would love to get my hands on an actual machine where the frame weighs this much. Seems like the older I get, the more the heavier frames kind of get to my wrists, and what are you gonna do? You know, I'm not gonna stop tattooing. I love tattooing, but eventually I'll have to find lighter and lighter machines, maybe one made out of air. Anyway, last but certainly not least today, we got a mysterious package in the mail that we did not order from Mr. Domo from Humboldt, Tennessee. Now, if y'all remember, Mr. Domo is the one that made me this knife. And I've been using it on the show ever since. So let's see. I believe I know what this is. Me and Mr. Domo converse back and forth a little bit. And yeah, that's what it is. So, Mr. Domo, first off, is awesome. He's a super cool guy. And he sends us things from time to time. There's some correspondence in here. What is this? So, there's a card from Custom Metal Stamping Tools and a letter from the man himself. Correspondence, man, I love it. I love it. It says, "Hi, Eric. Hope things are going well for you in the new shop." They are. Thank you much. I'm sorry the S didn't stamp out as good as the other letters. I guess we'll see what that means. I just couldn't get the frame to set solid enough to make a good strike. The business card is of an old fellow in Colorado that makes metal stamps for jewelry makers. You may want to get one made for yourself. You know what? You're right. I might want to do just that. Then he goes into how much they would charge for by the letter, and man, it's not very much. Signature Concepts. Ron Harris is the owner at www.stamp-maker.com. Right there, there's the card. If you wanna get you a metal stamp, like of your signature or something, that'd be super freaking cool. It says the miscast is one. It's a handwritten letter. It's a little hard to read. I'm not. I'm lettered. I'm lettered since I was little. It says the miscast frame is one that you can look at and maybe get an idea of how much work goes into the frames. Oh, I know exactly. I've got a forge at the house. Hey, you could finish it out if you want to spend a few days working it with a file. Take care and think ink, your friend Domo. Domo is so awesome. I love Domo. We're gonna go see Domo this summer on tour. We're gonna go down and do a tour through the South. We're doing our Southern tour this year. Oh, sweet. These are awesome. So he in a message he sent me. Man, this is cool. Damn, it's thick. Oh yeah, this would definitely work as a. I might have to build that up, Mr. Domo. So Mr. Domo sent me this. This is a raw casting. So what happens is you make a design of a machine. I do mine out of wood. That way I can shape them exactly how I want them. And then you bury them in sand, and you take the wood out, and then you fill it with molten metal. And you get something like this. Now that is called a raw cast. This is, oh, it's actually punched too. That's super cool, Mr. Domo. There's little holes in the side where you should drill through. You definitely want to punch them before you drill them, otherwise your drill bit will dance on you, and you don't want them dancing because it'll scratch the rest of your machine up. But this one it's thick enough to make a hell of a tube vise in the front too. It's got some weight to it. I like that a little bit. But I tell you, it's gonna weigh a lot less after you build it and clean it up, shape it up, drill all your holes. Just drilling the holes removes some of the material that makes them heavy when they first cast. So that's one of them. Oh, this one I gotta show you. This is super cool. He's made me a couple things for the knife. I've got a really smoking cool necklace from him with my initials on it. And then he did this, he poured this frame for me and then drilled it all out and stamped pots in the side. That is super freaking cool. I am gonna build that one up. How cool is that? And I'm hoping that you can see, I'll get you better pictures of it, but this is a drilled casting. So you can see the difference between the two, especially in the tube vise area. See the extra material that came off of that one? And then this one still has it. It's so you can shape it however you want to shape it. And he's shaped this one into like a flat side, which I dig this. And the geometry looks good on it. I'm definitely gonna build something out of that and have a polished pots machine. Now I just started engraving. And I suck at it. Let me tell you, engraving is super hard. They said that there was a steep learning curve, and steep is a great understatement. But one day I'll be able to engrave that. Oh wow. So this is the Holy Grail. You don't see these unless you pour your own machines. You don't see stuff like this. This is called a mispour. Now, chances are, oh, I see the problem with this one. It was a little thin in the back there. I can see that. So this was one that Mr. Domo just wasn't happy with. It is a raw casting, and it's a casting that he just didn't care for. So what these are called miscasts. I've got a couple because I've got a forge and I miscast them. I've never seen a miscast from anybody else. Because normally what you do, the metal's not cheap that you use normally. Especially brass, and especially if you use naval brass, which is what this looks like. Naval brass it's all about the mixture of the zinc to the copper. Normally when you have a miscast, you put it back into the crucible and you remelt it. What you don't do is you don't save them normally. Now I've got a couple because I always thought maybe I could do something with them. I know exactly what I'm going to do with them now. I'm going to frame them. I'm going to frame a miscast. And if you're out there and you're a tattoo artist that makes, or a machine builder that casts machines, I would love to have a mispore from you. Something that just isn't going to work at all as a tattoo machine. I'll put it up with mine and Mr. Domo's mispores, and we'll get a little mispore collection going on there. There's no way to price this. This is a one of one. It's a mistake that most guys would have just tossed back in, remelted, poured something else. I feel really lucky to get this from Mr. Domo. Domo, I'll treasure this. I'm going to start a whole new collection just of mispoured tattoo machine frames. And the other ones, I'm definitely going to build a POTS machine out of this one. It will be very shiny and match my new gold tooth. But that is super awesome, Mr. Domo. And this one, like compared to the one that's not drilled, it's significant. I gotta stop that one from rocking. They are significantly lighter. So I can't wait. I'm not sure if I'm gonna drill this one or not. You know, these are pretty rare too, to have just a straight pour that's not drilled. You don't see many of these either. So anyway, I digress now. Mr. Domo, can't thank you enough. It's so awesome to have this in the collection. And that's where it's going. It's going right in the machine collection. I will put these on display for people to see in my store. Yeah, those are just super awesome. Thanks once again. Can't thank you enough. I hope you enjoy. I'm touched. So I hope you all enjoyed this week's What's in the Mail. I'm gonna go play with some of these machines. I'll see you next week. Took his toys and left. Typical mail. So anyway, up next, we're gonna see some more machine heads and see what we think of some of the machines that we've seen in shows past. Check this out. Hey everybody, welcome back to Machine Heads. This week, I think I might have done this one already, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna do it again. This was the machine that changed everything for me. This is a John Clark forward coil. Now, when these came out, everybody was like, John, what the hell are you doing? They are a trip. They're great machines. I used the living hell out of this machine. There's one reason I'm not using this machine anymore. Now listen to that. Listen to that. It just, this thing puts a line in like your mama cooks pies. This is an awesome outliner. I've never had an outliner perform like this one. Collectability on this, I give it a 10 out of 10. Usability, I give it a 10 out of 10. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why did he quit using it? Did I get a better machine? No. I didn't. Well, I've got a bunch of machines in daily use that I love, that work very well. None of them work like this. The spring shelf being part of the frame keeps the spring very rigid. When you pull this down, there's no gap at all. It touches. It's got an L armature bar there. Let's get it against my beard so you can see it really well. But see, the armature bar comes up and forms an L, and normally your coils are sitting back like this. This one, it's setting up like this. Now, this is a John Clark design. The guy is a genius when it comes to designing machines. Now, here's the trouble in paradise. The tube vise on these, in my opinion, they were meant more for steel tubes, and not what we use now are essentially Tossa tubes. They're throwaways. We throw them away every time. We don't bother cleaning them anymore and putting them through an autoclave. We get them pre-sterilized. It's pretty much industry standard. As a matter of fact, it is. They put you through so many loopholes and red tape to use steelies in my area now. It's not hardly even worth. And I've got a ton of them. I used to love steel tubes. Didn't care for cleaning them, but I loved using them. The weight of them alone took all the weight off your hand, off the machine. Put it all in your hand. So as far as what this was designed to be used for, it was pretty much designed for steel tubes. I didn't use steel tubes in it, unfortunately. I used Tossa tubes. And because I had to tighten those down tighter, it messed up the little plunger that's in there. So I sent it back to John. I was like, John, my heart is broken. This doesn't work anymore. Can you help me out? So he fixed it and put a new piece in there. Now I can show you. We'll take this apart here right quick, because like I said, I don't use this anymore. And if I can get it working again, I will use it again. So we're just going to take this the tube vise out of there, and you can see in there there's a little piece that is flat on this side. Now what that is supposed to do is there is inside, I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's a little piece that comes up and will catch on your tube. And this one just wasn't catching anymore. So he fixed it and sent it back to me, and it worked for a little bit, and then it stopped again. Now, is that John Clark's fault? No. He did everything that he possibly could to fix this for me, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't work. So there's a little plunger from inside of it. Now it's got a little flat spot on it, and when you turn it, it's supposed to turn that little thing. Maybe I've got it in there wrong, because I did take it apart once before to kind of look at it. But I don't think so. You know, I've taken apart and put together several different machines. Now this one is totally different than anything I've ever owned. So, like I said, the fault does, I squarely do not put the fault on John Clark. He did everything he could to keep me happy with it and to make it better. I think that it was definitely a user error that does this. So, again, not John Clark's fault, definitely my fault. I fucked this up, he didn't. Now let's see real quick though. I've got poopy tubes down here. Let's just see, because maybe that little adjustment there fixed it. Who knows? You know, Tuttle said, if you take something apart and put it back together and fuck with it till it's right, that you just can't go wrong. Hey, look at that. I might start using this sumbitch again. I just love the sound. And listen to the sound of that. As an outliner, you don't get better than this. This puts them in crispy. Yeah, it hits beautiful. And then again, like I said, maybe I just fixed that some bitch. But it totally chewed that tube up. Just putting it in, taking it out. So, as much as I love using this machine, you know what? I might give it a shot. I might try it again, because I do love this machine that much. When they came out, they were about $400, which back then I was like, are you insane? Are you crazy? $400. Then I got it and I was like, that's worth $600 all day long. And it made my career. When I first got it, it changed everything about how I did stuff. John Clark forward coil. That's what that one is. I can't talk enough good about it. 10 out of 10 on collectability because of its strange design. 10 out of 10 on usability, and I rarely do that. But this thing works like none other. It works as hard as you do. So, John, if you're out there, thank you for this machine. And thanks for all your help repairing it, because it has been repaired. I'm gonna attempt to use it again. I think it was my fault. I think I didn't put it together right in there. So I'm gonna give it another shot, John. We're gonna put it back in the daily driver drawer and we're gonna see how it works. I'll let you guys know. Until next week, y'all take it easy. This has been Machine Heads. Y'all have a great day. Okay, so that's it for today. Hopefully you like this all machine episode. I really dig doing them. They're a lot of fun, and I can't explain how fun they are. So anyway, till we meet next time, I want y'all to do a couple things for me. I want y'all to stay safe. I want y'all to be cool to each other. I want you all to keep on collecting. Thanks for watching, and please hit the subscribe button down below and check out these videos. We worked real hard on these too, and I think if you enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy those too.